Most fans see a four-interception game as proof a quarterback is falling apart. Listen to how Sam describes the flight home and why his teammates' reaction may have mattered more than the stat line.
There's a lot of optimism that goes on there, once that game's done.
I'm so glad you said that, because honestly, now in my career, watching you guys play, like I think I said after that game, I go, fucking Sam threw 4 picks, and they go to LA, and they're about to beat these guys. And, it's all correctable shit, and you proved it in the next 2 meetings. And I looked at the data that game. November 16th or something, you haven't lost a football game since before Thanksgiving of last year. Just incredible. And also to beat that team twice down the stretch, because they're a hell of a football team just like y'all. It was like, that's a heavyweight fight. Is that what y'all said on the plane ride back? Was it, because, after these bad losses, people are shuffling up the aisles and hyping each other up quietly. Is a lot of what was said like, hey man, like we couldn't have played any worse, and we almost beat them.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of the conversation. To be honest, like I think I kind of went into my own world when I was on the plane. That's kind of I don't take losses too great, especially when they're whatever people want to say, but especially that one. That was one where I could have totally had some control in that outcome if I just had taken care of the ball a little bit better. But no, so that one I was kind of bummed about, especially on the plane. So I don't think I was going to let anyone talk to me unless it was the head coach.
Only Mike.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm watching my show or pretending to watch my show, and I'm just staring at the screen thinking about the game. Like a psychopath.
I know what you're talking about.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's dude, I really did think though that that was a turning point for us. And then obviously to hear, one of my teammates, EJ, talk about, our team and myself the way that he did kind of instill the confidence that we needed as a team. Like that was huge going forward as well.
I wanted to bring up the EJ thing because what he said about you, that had to feel like that's just makes my hair stand on end. That's what being a teammate is. That's what gives you the confidence to press on and say, these guys got my back. Like, how much did it mean to have not only that, but I saw D Law, who's absolute dog, incredible player, texting guys preseason saying Sam's going to get it done. Like the confidence that this locker room had in you, not just in your worst moment, but all year.
Right. No, it's incredible, man. I don't think I've been around a team like that, my whole life. It's a credit to the kind of leadership and the kind of dudes that we got in this locker room. I mean, and I feel the same way about them too. Like if they need us to go score 40 points, like we'll go out there and do our best to do that. So that's just kind of that's really how we roll, and it makes it so fun to go out there and play ball with them every single Sunday or whenever we strap it up. But man, it's dude, it's so fun. It's so fun to play football with these guys and with this group that we have. So it's it made me want to just keep going. I don't know about you after the Super Bowl, but maybe not your body, but your mind. I was like, dude, I want to just keep on rolling. That was the fun part about it, was like what we did every single week. So,
well, it's the best feeling in the world. Why wouldn't you want to go do it again? Like the parade, how good was the parade?
Oh, dude, it's like more than 1 million people showed up.
Unbelievable.
It was crazy. Have you seen the pictures are insane. I've never been a part of anything like that in my life. It was special. And obviously you see it when, Rashid returns the kickoff, that first kickoff against the Niners. Like you hear the crowd, and I've always been able to hear the crowd. And when I was a visiting team coming into Lumen Field, it was like, okay, like we're going into Lumen, like we got to have our silent count ready.
Oh,
you understand how loud it is, but to actually like during the parade, like to see where that energy like comes from and how many people like love this team and love not just this team, but like all sports teams in Seattle. Like the people here are crazy about sports, and it just makes it so much more fun to go out there and play on game day.
Yeah, I wonder if that creeps into the way you guys call games. It felt like to me this year, I think about the New Orleans game and, games like that where you just jump people. But also like looking at, I think it was the NFC Championship where you get a little man indicator with Cup and then you throw that shot to Shaheed. Mm-hmm. It feels like when you guys, and it felt this way when I play y'all twice a year, if y'all fuck around and make one play early in the game, the top goes off the place, and it becomes really hard to operate.
For sure, and it's not going back on. That top's it's staying off, and the fans get wild throughout the entire game, man. It's so cool to be a part of, and it's like I said, dude, it's an experience that you just, if you haven't experienced a game at Lumen Field, like, you know, that's one that I would, you know, add to the bucket list, because that's a special place.
Yeah, definitely. I can co-sign that, even though I took about 15 L's there as a member of the Rams. I mean, we didn't beat him for 8 years, Sam. We beat him my last game, year 8. I was like, okay.
You didn't beat him for 8 years?
Not there.
Oh, my gosh.
No. They had Marshawn and that O-line and all that shit and the LOB. They were awesome. But you guys kind of did the same thing. So, and we mentioned Shaheed. What was the element, obviously, besides just saying, hey, he was fast, that he brought to y'all's offense?
I mean, dude, he's a way better receiver than I think people realize, because everyone gives him credit for like how fast he is and his return game, like, you know, the punt returns, the kick returns, like he's so good that way. But when people see him run routes, like it's fun to watch, man. Even like routes on air, you know, being able to watch him today, he's just like he's like one of the more smooth, like catch and tuck guys. Like he just catches it and goes. You know, he doesn't have to like think. You know, sometimes you watch a receiver like think, okay, now I have to catch it and now I have to tuck and go. Like he's just very like, all right, catch, boom, and he's up the field. And I think that's a quality that can be overlooked sometimes when evaluating players. And I think Sheed's got that in spades. And obviously he can take the top off of a defense as well, which helps. You know, that's a crazy added bonus to a play caller when you got a guy with that speed that can take the top off. And we happen to have a couple of them as well.
Man, it's nice to get him in the return game too. Changes everything.
It is. Yeah, when I'm out there on the sideline, especially fighting with the oblique thing going on, the divisional game, and then all of a sudden he takes that one back, I was like, that's a good way to start. Maybe I don't have to throw it all this game. It'll be fun.
Yeah. What about JSN, man? Like, what's his superpower? I don't think people fully understand what makes him great. Because he's not the biggest guy. He's not. He's pretty fast, but correct me if I'm wrong. He's not like Tyreek Hill.
No, I don't think a lot of people aren't like Tyreek though.
No, I know. I'm trying to think of the fastest fucking guy. So what's his X factor, dude?
Yeah. I think JSN, man, he's the way that he runs routes, and I've used this a ton, but it looks like he's skating out there, and he doesn't really change levels. So I think he just runs routes at like the same level, and he just kind of glides. And I think it makes it really, really hard on defenders to be able to cover him because they don't know whether he's about to put it down in the ground and change.
Is this what separates a real locker room from a talented roster? How they treat the quarterback after the ugliest game? Leave your take in the comments and like and subscribe for more clips like this.